Psychiatric Hospital. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Good, great. First off, let's just find out what morphine actually is.
Morphine is a natural occurring chemical in plants, in a plant, and it's in a crystal form, and it is a narcotic. And that will give you a bit of
lift up your spirits a little,
so that you go off in a happy mood.
Yeah.
So that is the medicinal use, medical use of.
Okay. In certain circumstances, you noted earlier that it can be used and can lead to addiction.
Yes.
Is that in like rehabilitation scenarios? I mean, I know, for instance, some people when they have a certain addiction to, let's say, heroin. Then morphine is used as a substitute to try and wean them off, but it also has its addictive properties.
Yes, that is a controlled use.
Controlled use.
Yes,
right.
The controlled use. It's done outside.
Yeah.
Not in this country.
Yeah.
In this country, when you get addicted and we are weaning you off, you will not have the luxury of having controlled use.
Right.
Because our system does not even allow such medications in our hospitals. They don't exist in our hospitals. So we wean you off in a very hard way. We lock you up so that you go through them. But one thing with morphine is that it interferes with the respiratory system. It lowers your respiration. In fact, people who die out of morphine use, about 30% are from respiratory complications.
Okay.
So it will, if you continue using morphine, it will eventually kill you.
All right. Are there any other side effects?
The side effects, a whole lot of them. You see, apart from respiration, it has effect on the blood pressure.
Okay.
It has effect on the social effect. You see, the brain is the last frontier of human development that we are trying to break, and we have not been able to, decipher how the brain works. You see, the brain is responsible for everything that we do. It is always busy. It never sleeps. Even when you are asleep, the brain has to find ways and means of making you dream.
Yes.
So as for the brain, when you are born until you die, it is always working. So if you take in any chemical, that goes to take off some of its duties, because the brain has the capacity to make you do what it wants. It will redirect your purpose in life towards acquiring whatever medication that relieves it of its responsibility, so that it can rest. And that is what we call addiction.
That's the addiction.
It is a very powerful reaction of the brain, and it can change your life. It will just make you somebody who exists only for acquiring whatever helps the brain to rest.
Get that same
sensation. So you become somebody who is useless in life. And even if you become useless on your own and go, we don't mind, but your effect on society, you become an irresponsible person and become a burden on society. That is why we are concerned. Quite apart from that is when you are addicted, the way you go about trying to acquire it involves some criminality.
That's right.
Homicide, you see, laziness. You can imagine somebody on morphine and he doesn't care about life and he's behind the steer driving. He will kill you on the road. Yes. Road hazards, etc. That is what makes us concerned about people who are abusing not only morphine but any psychoactive drug that will get him addicted.
Okay. How is it administered? We saw tablets on the short video.
Yes.
Show some injections. But for the person who's out there abusing it, it may not be in that form. Are there any other forms that you can actually get morphine in?
Yes. The tablets and injections are the hospital ones, but it is mostly injected by the abusers too. They use the injection because it's a crystal that easily dissolves in water. You can inject, and that even makes it very serious because of HIV infection. When they are injecting, communally, when a group injecting.
So then the sharing of the needle and the rest.
Sharing of the needle, etc., has been, and it can be injected in almost all the routes that you can get it into the body.
Wow.
You see, so morphine Well, the naturally occurring ones, you can do anything you like with it.
All right, let's just say a hypothetical situation whereby you are doing controlled use of morphine for a particular patient. What would happen if you were to miss a scheduled dosage?
Oh, that one, there's a flexibility in it, you see.
Okay.
Even missing it is something we welcome it.
Right,
because
just so that you don't become
dependent
on it. Yes,
it brings us information on as to whether the person is making it. But we don't do it in this country.
Yes, that's what I was just saying.
So I am just telling you things from the books.
Yes.
But in this country, if you get addicted to any of the psychoactives and you are brought to us, you will go through the difficulties of
sedated who's suffering from cancer. Maybe you've given them morphine. Are there other drugs that you would stop them from taking or couldn't take alongside morphine?
Oh yeah. As I've told you, it is a respiratory depressant.
Right.
So if other drugs that also depress respiration, it potentiates it, it makes it worse.
Right.
So we have drugs that are contraindicated. They are in the books, and then when we are applying them, we take into consideration these drugs. Otherwise, we will kill off our patients faster than they are dying. Yeah.
Okay. Are there certain situations whereby you would not use morphine? For instance, with a pregnant mother.
Of course, yes. Yes.
Why is that? I mean, is that because of the addictive properties, or are there any other reasons?
As for pregnancy, it's a very complex, complex thing. The first 3 months in pregnancy, we don't even recommend the taking of any medication.
Yeah.
Because that is when the organs, the body parts are being laid down, and it is done on hourly basis. You see, every day, the pregnant woman, the first 3 months, there's something that is built on the baby. If that point is missed, the baby comes out deformed in a way. So we don't give medications, but especially these psychoactive medications, nicotine, etc., has been found to be contraindicated in pregnancy. So as for pregnant women, they are a special case. Yes, as I said, they are a very special case.
Definitely. Okay. Alcohol. Obviously, a lot of people who abuse alcohol and abuse narcotics have the tendency to actually mix the two. What could be the potential dangers of mixing alcohol with morphine?
There are many. Alcohol in itself.
We want to frighten people so they don't.
Alcohol in itself is a very potent addictive thing. In the 30s, it was criminal, like cocaine is.
Yeah, there was a prohibition. Yeah.
Yes, it was very criminal to distill alcohol. But as we went along, we were able to come out with safe percentages in beverages, such that every situation we need a little bit of alcohol. When we are happy, we drink it. When we are sad, when we are confused, we drink it. Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised that in 50 years' time, in 100 years' time, we'll be able to find a safe use of these medications these psychoactive medications that are causing so much problems. But the body is such that when one medication takes it in one direction and that another medication takes it in the same direction, and you take the two together, you have multiple effect. So that unexpected can happen. Right. If you mix the psychoactive medications, morphine will interfere with your breathing and eventually kill you because it's addictive.
Yeah.
When you take it, it depresses your breathing. In the course of addiction, when you keep increasing the quantity, you see, it depresses you more.
Right.
So it will kill you unexpectedly.
Right.
Certain quantities you take, you think you can stand, you die off.
Right.
Now, if you add alcohol, you potentiate the risk of the side effect actually showing is increased multiple times. And human beings, we are so interesting. People are even mixing morphine with cocaine.
What?
And they have a name on that. They have a nice name for it. Is it speed? Because it's faster working. So you get it into your body faster. This is how it is. So when
are those what are known as amphetamines? I mean,
yes. They are mixing it all over, and it's interesting how people just look at life. But as I told you, the brain controls you.
Yeah.
Once you get it addicted, it's very difficult. It's only Pantine that has put up rehabilitation, trying to deal with addictive cases. But the other hospitals, we are dealing with the ordinary psychosis and etc. So I would advise the youngsters that we don't have the systems for handling addiction or drug abuse things. So it's better to avoid.
Refrain from it.
Better have to refrain from it. Refrain from it, because we may not be able to help you.
Okay. I want to say a big thank you for coming in this morning and assisting us with our conversation.